Welcome to the new video about our grape trial, and in this part I will explain more about fruit setting versus Boron. We tested 4 different fields with the variety Souvenir Gris. You see a picture of that one on the right side. We sampled every 2 weeks with a total of 12 times, and fruits were sampled from July 1st until harvest. It was interesting that there were 2 fields with a lot of poor fruit set and 2 fields where the fruit set was good. The bunches show on the pictures the poor fruit set, so many fruits remained undeveloped and small, and the photo on the right side is from the field where the average quality was good. It was interesting to see that on plant sap, if we look to the Boron uptake, there was a big difference between the 2 fields where the quality was good. That's the green line and the orange line, and the 2 fields where there was a lot of bad fruit set, which are the red line and the blue line. So you definitely see a big difference between the 2 good fields and the bad fields on Boron uptake. And basically, because in the moment we start sampling, we weren't aware yet that there would be bunches with bad fruit set. So the average leaves we sampled was from plants where the overall quality was okay to good. So if we had known that there were a lot of bunches with bad fruit set and we could have tested them, most probably the Boron was even lower. But even that average crop was already low on Boron, especially if you look to the young leaves, that came out lower than the target values already from the beginning, and even young and old leaves went even lower later in the season. So this definitely shows how important Boron is for fruit set, especially on varieties sensitive for bad fruit set. Now, if we then look to our soil balance analysis, which we also took in the beginning of the season from the 4 different fields, then we see that the location V and location Z, so the blue line and the red line, were also quite low in the soil with the Boron availability. But location G, which is the orange line, was even the lowest on availability, and even much lower than the ideal levels. And they also see how important a healthy soil or good evaporation or a healthy growth can still help a good Boron uptake. If we then look to the fruit samples, then especially at the end of the season, you see also there a big difference in Boron uptake. So the differences at the beginning of sampling, so around July, wasn't showing the difference yet, but it's also because the berries were still very small. But later in the season, when the berries start to size, you definitely saw that the average Boron uptake on those 2 good fields were much higher than on the 2 fields where the bad fruit set was visible. So this all shows how important the Boron is for fruit setting, and that plant sap analysis and the fruit analysis can help to get a better insight on your Boron uptake and on varieties sensitive for bad fruit sets. This can be worthwhile information to figure out if low Boron levels in the beginning of the season will eventually lead already to, or will give you an insight if you're going to have problems later in the season with bad fruit set.